Exercise. Every time we speak about weight loss to anyone, people tend to give us the same advice. You have to exercise more. Intuitively, it sounds like a very good advice, but I believe that the effects of exercise on weight loss are heavily overestimated, and this kind of advice is usually counterproductive and in many cases it's even harmful. I'm Dr. Sam, this is Dr. Sam's Health, and today we are going to talk about the truth about exercise for weight loss. Let us begin with reviewing the evidence supporting the use of exercise for weight loss. There are basically several things that people tend to focus on. First of all, when we work out, we do spend energy, and it's undeniable. We also tend to spend energy in between sessions when our body recovers from exercise. In many cases, we build protein, we replenish glycogen storages, and so on. Also, there is this idea that if you work out, you build more muscle, and this muscle burns energy at rest. So you increase your metabolic rate if you are using regular exercise in your routine. Finally, there are some other health benefits from regular exercise. You are improving your cardiovascular system performance, you are increasing your overall fitness level, change your hormonal balance, and so on. All these arguments make sense. Exercise does produce this range of effects, but at the same time I would like to take a look at the magnitude of these effects. Let us start with the energy burned during exercise and in between exercise. That's the biggest effect of exercise, actually. I will use myself as an example. I weigh 85 kilos or 190 pounds approximately. Based on my activity levels, which is low to moderate, my total daily expenditure is somewhere between 2300 kilocalories per day to 3000 kilocalories per day. I will take 2500 as a ballpark figure. Let us create this hypothetical scenario that I want to lose weight, and in order to lose weight I start working out. Say I engage in some resistance training, I do it 3 times a week, and each session lasts around 45 minutes. We can use some online calculators to just see how many calories I will spend during workout sessions. And you will see that if I engage into some vigorous, strenuous resistance training for 45 minutes, I will spend just a little bit shy of 500 kilocalories. I will also spend some energy to recover between these sessions. And while no one really knows how much energy we spend on this kind of recovery, let us assume that the amount of energy I spend in between sessions is the same as during the sessions. So on average, I will spend around 500 calories per day if I engage in resistance training 3 times a week. We can also imagine another scenario when instead of resistance training, I'm going into endurance training. Let us imagine that I run daily for 30 minutes at a pretty good speed of 10 miles per hour. We can use the same kind of calculators to see how much energy I will spend on this kind of activity. And that will be slightly above 600 calories per workout session, per run, or per day, since I'm running daily. So you can see if I do some resistance training or I engage in some endurance training, I spend around 500-600 calories per day due to exercise. If we compare it to my regular metabolic rate of say 2500 kilocalories per day, that sounds like a huge metabolic boost. I increase my metabolic rate by 20%. But does it really create any caloric deficit? That's the main question. In order to lose weight, you have to have a caloric deficit. If we look at this 500 calories a day from the nutritional standpoint, the answer is no. You can easily offset them by having a sandwich. I will introduce a Big Mac index. They have a Big Mac index in economics because it's like everywhere in the world, Big Mac is pretty much the same product and they compare the prices and so on. It also has the same nutritional value all over the world. One Big Mac has 560 calories in it, and it's a perfect illustration of the fact that by having one standard sandwich, we can completely compensate for all the energy that we have lost during a strenuous workout session, whether it's endurance exercise, 30 minutes of jogging, or it is a vigorous resistance training for 40-45 minutes. So if you want to lose weight and you start exercising, you do increase your metabolic rate, but at the same time you still have to restrict your calories, effectively still have to go on a diet to have this caloric deficit. And now I want to ask you a question. Do you really want to work out daily in order to lose 500 calories? Would it be easier to just use the diet? Some people will say, but you also build muscle, and each pound of muscle burns around 50 calories per day. So if you add 20 pounds of muscle, you will burn 1,000 more calories per day. I have to disappoint you. It's a myth. There is good research evidence showing how much energy our muscles burn or use per day at rest. And this amount is just 6 calories per day per pound of muscle. So if you start working out and you use a very good advanced program and you start gaining some lean body mass, first of all, you will be able to gain maybe several pounds. So let's say 10, which is a very, very good result. You can ask your friends, anyone you know in the industry, they will tell you that gaining 10, 15 pounds in the first year is an absolutely good result. So imagine you have gained 10 pounds. Congratulations, now you're burning 60 more calories per day. Was it worth it in terms of weight loss? I don't think so. And please don't forget that you've just gained 10 pounds of body weight. So working out actually might slow down your weight loss because you will be gaining some muscle. The last argument is that exercise actually has a number of other health benefits. It improves your cardiovascular health, it strengthens your body, increases your bone density, it increases your overall fitness level in general. Yes, I totally agree. All these things happen in general. But if you're overweight, if you need to lose weight, most likely you will hurt yourself. Again, I will use myself as an example. A couple of months ago, I was 35 pounds heavier. And imagine I would start doing some exercise, really strenuous one, hoping to lose weight by using exercise. The most common thing that people recommend doing is running or jogging. I'm overweight, I'm heavy, I'm unprepared, my cardiovascular system, my respiratory system are not ready, my musculoskeletal system is not ready, and I start jogging. What will happen? First of all, it will definitely affect my heart. My heart is not used to this kind of workouts. It's already handling extra 30, 40, 50 pounds of body weight that it has to support with blood supply. And on top of that, we add this fantastic exercise for 30 minutes a day that will definitely tax my cardiovascular system. In addition to that, I'm almost guaranteed to ruin my knees. Again, I'm overweight, I'm starting to exercise, there is already a lot of load on my joints and my bones, my tendons. And by adding this kind of exercise, I will increase this load, increase this strain on my poor joints. Effectively, I'm almost guaranteed to ruin my joints. Aside from these negative effects, I must say that it's almost unrealistic for anyone who is really overweight to engage in any kind of meaningful exercise. First of all, it's difficult to maintain a good form. You're already moving a lot of weight that is in the way of your exercise. It increases the load on your cardiovascular system, on your musculoskeletal system, on your respiratory system. So effectively, if you start exercising when you're way overweight, you won't be able to do this exercise with proper form, with proper amount of intensity, and you will effectively not spend that much energy. And at the same time, you will not really reap any kind of benefits health-wise. Likely, you will just put yourself at risk of injury. Having said that, I'm not trying to discourage you from incorporating exercise into your weight loss routine. Moreover, I believe that you should incorporate exercise, but you have to do it very carefully, in a very wise way. You have to know what you are doing. You have to make sure that this exercise has clear benefits and there is a minimal risk of hurting yourself. So to sum it up, if you are overweight and you want to lose weight, if you start exercising for this purpose, what you're doing is you're spending a lot of time and effort, you're investing a lot into increasing your metabolic rate. You're not obviously reducing your caloric intake. unless you are actually adding diet to your exercise routine. You are likely negatively affecting your cardiovascular and musculoskeletal system. And the gain from all these activities is pretty much negligible or can be easily offset by having a sandwich or two. Unfortunately, that was the summary of the truth about physical exercise for weight loss. I do not think that you can aim to lose a lot of weight by using a lot of exercise. Exercise does have some beneficial effects, but at the same time, it's not a good tool for weight loss. And if you don't trust my reasoning, I would like to show you some research. So what I have here is a fantastic meta-analysis by Dr. Clark. It was published in 2015 in the Journal of Diabetes and Metabolic Disorders. It's a meta-analysis. It means that researchers have taken a lot of clinical trials of different setups, but they had one thing in common. They were all examining effects of exercise and diet on weight loss, and they compared multiple studies. This meta-analysis actually includes 66 studies, and the 66 studies together, they have thousands of patients or subjects in them. I would actually recommend reviewing this meta-analysis on your own, and I've got a link to it on my website, drsamshealth.com, in the science section. But the take-home points are, based on all the information gathered from all the studies, from all the subjects, the main conclusions, the take-home points are that the most effective way to lose weight is to use diet alone. In addition to that, they looked at the effects of endurance exercise and resistance exercise, and they have shown that endurance exercise, like jogging for example, does not have any significant effect on weight loss. Resistance exercise has a significant effect, but it's really minimal. It's several times less than just diet. Also, they have reviewed the studies that have combined exercise and diet, and they have shown that it does make sense to add exercise in terms of like overall health benefits, but you will still lose more weight if you just follow a diet. Again, I highly recommend reviewing this article. It's a beautiful piece of research. It's pretty long, and it's worth reading on your own. I've got the digest of this article on my website. Please check it out. There is also a link to this article. And in terms of kind of wrapping up our today's video log about exercise and weight loss, I think that with this meta-analysis in hand, I can definitely say that I rest my case. I've shown you my reasoning based on my expertise and my knowledge and my personal experiences, and now we've got a very solid piece of evidence that shows that pretty much what I was saying is right. The only thing I can do is I can repeat my core recommendation, which is if you want to lose weight, you have to focus on your diet. 80-90% of the weight loss will be due to your diet. If you want to intensify your efforts and if you want some additional health benefits, you may start including exercise into your weight loss routine, into your weight loss program, but you have to be very wise, very smart about it. You have to make sure that your exercise does not hurt you and that inclusion of this exercise is more or less cost effective. You increase your overall level of fitness, you build some muscle, you build some really good looking aesthetic physique, and at the same time you're not hurting yourself. So that's it for today. I hope that it was interesting, and I hope that I was convincing enough. If you like my videos, don't forget to click the like button to subscribe to my videos. Check out my website, drsamshealth.com. We've got quite a few interesting things for you there to use. And I'll see you in my next video. All the best.